Hello, everyone. This is the Underdog, also known as the German Viking, and today I wanted to cover more funny article from One Angry Game. I know I've been using that site a lot for my videos, but I really like his site, and I like to use him ability as a source. So when it was announced, I believe last week that this was going to be a comic, but now there have been some more details on what is actually gonna be in the comic book. Alexandria Occasio Cortez comic sees Democrat as a superhero fighting against the GOP. A lot of comic book readers latched into onto Comicsgate to help support independent comic artists because large publishing outlets like Marvel and DC Comics have become devolving into relying on left-wing proselytizing, both overtly and just overtly. I would say DC is still a lot better because they're actually producing comics that people want to read. Marvel, on the other hand, is just garbage. I would personally, from my own personal bias and experience. While comic book fans have been funding the kind of comic books they would rather read, the old school press are still intent on trying to use tired and tenditious tactics to lure in culture war neophytes, which includes making a superhero comic based on Democratic Congresswoman Alexandria Occasio Cortez. Great American Politics picked up the news about the new comic book from a piece published over on Newsweek, which explains that the double-decade-old Devil's Due comic will be publishing the new comic book based on the young politician. And it will be titled Alexandria Occasio Cortez and the Freshman Force. The variant Washington Warrior cover was also released, featuring Cortez in a Wonder Woman-inspired getup. Yeah, okay. As you can see, Cortez is stepping on a fallen and red elephant, representing her proverbial triumphant over Republican politics. Cortez will supposedly fight against the GOP, and I'm sure she'll likely rely on her using faulty logic, Twitter dunks, and social media bans when the first two fail. I also wonder how they'll address what's essentially a welfare policy on whole tier gamma rays. Yeah, good point. And nevertheless, NBC News is reporting that Jill Thompson and Jose Garibaldi are heading up the project. Devil Do Comics publisher Josh Blaylock mentioned that they wanted something that captured her spirit, mentioning, "It's no secret that AOC has become the unofficial leader of the new school and has sparked life back into Washington, and that's reflected in the enthusiasm on display by the men and women contributing to this project." While we are all don't agree on everything, we share common excitement for the breath of fresh air the new Congress brings. I hope this is as much a cathartic release for readers as it has been for us creators. I'm sure there will be videos about the sales or lack thereof on YouTube channels like Yellow Flash or other anti-SJWs outlets once the comic finally saturates on the market after it releases on May 5th. I can only imagine how well the comic won't do among the actual comic reading crowd, who will likely continue to keep pumping money into Indiegogo projects as Comic-Gate keeps tracking away from the politically converged sectors of established media. Yeah, so something I want to again stress: who is actually the audience for this comic? What is their marketing strategy? When you do a new product, any sort of product, you have to assess the strengths, your weaknesses, what the market is like, what you're offering that is different, and how is this comic any different to what Marvel is doing with their social justice comics, basically bashing Republicans and white males. How is this different? Nobody is going to buy this, as Billy D said in the article. Nobody is interested in going to buy this. I mean, SGWs are the vast minority of of the entertainment industry, especially when it comes to comic books. Who are they catering to? I it's just a vast minority of the industry, and we see it when you go woke, you no, get woke, you go broke. Battlefield, you have Diablo when they don't listen to fans. You have in every instance where you're trying to go woke, you get broke. And in this instance, I just don't see the thought process of this publisher, and why they're even entertaining the idea to make a AOC comic book, because these SJWs, I mean, they rejoice that this is happening, but who's gonna buy it? Who's gonna read it? And yeah, it just baffles my mind. Anyways, I'm not gonna rag on this for too long, because it wouldn't make that much sense for me to just repeat myself. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye.